Innovation with AI. Idea to market 4 times faster. Picture this. Your team has a breakthrough innovation ready to change the market. But by the time you navigate all the documentation, approvals, and handoffs to actually launch it, your competitor beats you to the market. Sound familiar? You're not alone. I'm Trauth Taylor, CEO of Narratize, and I've spent years studying how the most successful innovators solve this exact challenge. Here's what fascinates me. When we look at companies that consistently launch innovations faster, I'm talking 4 times faster than their competitors, they're not just working harder. They've fundamentally transformed how knowledge flows throughout their entire organization. So today, we're going to look at 5 game-changing practices that are helping innovation leaders leave their competition in the dust. And these aren't theoretical, they're battle-tested approaches used by successful companies to accelerate their innovation cycles. So let's get into it. Let's dive into the first one, which might challenge how you think about team structure. Best practice number 1, cross-functional collaboration from day one. Remember the old way of innovation? Research and development develops something amazing. They throw it over the wall to product management, who throws it over another wall to marketing, and somewhere along that journey, critical insights get lost. Not to mention all the amazing concepts and opportunities that could be coming from cross-functional teams all across the organization, instead of siloed innovation departments. Here's what leading innovators are doing differently. They're inviting everyone to the table from day one. And I mean everyone. Engineers, product managers, marketers, and customers. A great example of this comes from General Electric, GE, and Siemens, which use AI-driven digital twins to simulate and refine designs before physical prototypes are built. This enables engineers, designers, and even supply chain managers to work in parallel, significantly cutting development cycles. GE reported that using such digital twins in R&D has reduced product development time by over 50%. But here's the key insight. Just putting people in the same room is not enough. You need to create what I call shared knowledge spaces, where insights from every function are captured, connected, and instantly accessible to everyone involved. This often means rethinking your documentation approach. So instead of siloed reports and presentations, imagine a living knowledge hub where marketing's customer insights directly inform engineering's design decisions, and where production's feedback helps shape product requirements in real time. Effective cross-functional collaboration has become a key driver of successful product development. Organizations that seamlessly integrate diverse teams, spanning design, engineering, marketing, and sales, they see a 20 to 30% boost in product innovation. According to a McKinsey study, companies with strong collaboration practices are 5 times more likely to achieve top-tier performance and significantly accelerate time to market. So by bringing together multiple perspectives, organizations foster greater creativity and enable faster problem solving. As teams collectively tackle challenges rather than working in isolated silos, it all drives innovation forward. Let me share 3 practical steps to make this work in your organization. Step 1, reimagine your project kickoff process. Instead of starting a new product development cycle with technical requirements, begin with what we call a 360-degree insight session. Bring your engineers, marketers, product managers, and even key customers together virtually or in person. Here's the twist though. Have each group share the biggest pain points and opportunities first before anybody talks about the new solution concept. Why? Because when technical teams hear directly from customers about their struggles, or when marketing hears manufacturing's constraints firsthand, Those are the moments where true magic happens. The solutions that emerge are already pre-validated from multiple angles, and you participate in story sharing that drives everyone towards the same product vision. Step 2, create single sources of truth. This is crucial. You need to adopt technologies that are designed to integrate knowledge from multiple stakeholders if you're going to pull this off as part of your product development lifecycle. Today, knowledge gets scattered across emails, Slack, shared drives. We love and we need these ways to chat casually and ping each other. And of course, we need to file folder our work. But investing in those siloed solutions is not enough, and there are game-changing innovations happening to make this better. Obviously, I've been a major proponent of Narratize's product knowledge hubs. They're pretty amazing, allowing you to sync endless data inputs into centralized hubs for every new product innovation. All of that knowledge then becomes accessible through natural language search, enabling your teams to automate documentation, collaborate seamlessly, prompt each other for knowledge, and trust that the context behind decisions and rationales can live and breathe inside that hub for perpetuity. Leading companies like Procter & Gamble have shown that when teams can access and build on each other's insights in real time, development cycles shrink dramatically. In fact, when I sat down with former Chief Innovation Officer Kathy Fish, she shared that this approach has helped them launch innovations in months that used to take years. So, step 3, implement regular cross-pollination sessions. Here's something fascinating that we've observed. The fastest moving innovation teams have regular insight exchanges, research consortiums, or ongoing learning forums. These are where different functions share their latest research and learnings. But, and this is key, they don't just share what worked, they share what failed and why. This type of radical transparency helps teams avoid repeating mistakes. It helps them build on each other's discoveries and learn more rapidly. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds great in theory, but how do we actually manage all of this collaboration without chaos? Well, that's where cutting-edge tools come in. The right digital platform can automatically capture insights from every function, connect related information, and ensure that nothing falls through the cracks. But before we dive into tools, let me share the second game-changing practice that top innovators use to accelerate their timelines. Best practice number 2, ideate and document at the same time. Here's a scenario I see all too often. A team has an awesome, epic, amazing, mind-blowing fireworks ideation session. Whiteboards are filled, the energy is high, breakthroughs are happening, but then the caffeine wears off, everything slows to a crawl, as someone tries to walk away from that meeting, take all the Post-it notes down, and somehow capture it in brilliant formal documentation after the fact. The momentum dissipates, everybody's left feeling deflated because they poured their hearts and souls into that session and no measurable outcome resulted from it. By the way, if you're vibing with this, if you like this content, take a minute and share this with an innovation friend. Like this, subscribe, share in the comments why this is meaningful to you, and if you have ever been in a brainstorming session like that didn't produce actual outcomes. Because all of that pain gets us to our second game-changing practice, concurrent documentation. The most innovative companies, though, have discovered something powerful. When you document as you strategize and ideate, you not only move faster, but your ideas actually get better. Let me share a fascinating example from the chemicals industry. Norian, a specialty chemicals company, completely transformed their approach. So instead of treating documentation as an afterthought, they integrated it directly into their innovation process. Their research teams now capture insights, experimental data, and decisions in real time, creating what they call a living knowledge base. The result? They've shortened their development cycles while improving the quality of their innovations. But here's what's really interesting. This isn't just about speed. When you document as you go, Patterns emerge that you might have missed otherwise. Connections between different experiments become visible, and dead ends get spotted earlier on. It's like seeing down into the roots of a tree as it is rapidly still growing vertically. Let me share 3 specific techniques that make this work in real life. Number 1, the digital notebook approach. Instead of traditional documentation, think of this as creating a running narrative of your innovation cycle. Every experiment, customer conversation, design iteration, it all gets captured simultaneously with context intact. This isn't note-taking or AI summarization. It's real-time, AI-enabled knowledge building. And with cutting tools like this, it's possible not only to capture your knowledge in more agentic or seamless ways, but also to save and house that knowledge with the right metadata and tagging, so it's retrievable by AI assistants in perpetuity for the people who have the permissions to see it. Insights made visible at all phases of the innovation process over time for your current colleagues as well as your future colleagues. I want you to take a minute and imagine the rapid learning cycles for new product development that could be possible with this type of capability. A new employee could onboard 20 times faster to a new product cycle by asking natural language questions to their product knowledge hub. This is a space where his colleagues have already been working and storing their insights for months. Remarkable. Number 2, automated insight capture. AI here is a game changer. Modern tools can automatically capture and organize key decisions, technical specifications, and learnings from team discussions. Imagine never having to ask, why did we make that decision? Because the context is always there, searchable. Number 3, progressive documentation. Rather than waiting to create the perfect documents, build them progressively. Start with rough drafts that evolve as your understanding deepens. Each team member contributes their pieces as the document is crafted, creating a more complete and accurate picture. I love how Narratize enables users to prompt each other to capture their insights and automate documentation in a collaborative way. But all of this takes a mindset shift, right? It's a shift from seeing documentation as a burden that slows you down at the end of a process and reframing it into seeing it as a living, breathing, ongoing process that shapes the innovation as you go. Luckily, there are solutions that make documentation much less of a burden, and we'll get into more of that in a minute. Now, you might be wondering, how do we make sure all this real-time documentation and collaboration stays organized and actionable? This leads to our 3rd best practice, and it's one that's revolutionizing how the fastest innovators work. Best practice number 3, implement guided workflows. Think about how pilots use checklists before takeoff. Even with years of expertise and experience, they rely on structured workflows to ensure nothing gets missed during critical moments. The most innovative companies are applying this same principle to product development, but with a modern twist. Let me share a powerful example from the life sciences industry. When Moderna was developing their COVID-19 vaccine, they didn't just move fast. They moved fast with precision. They used structured workflows that guided teams through each phase while capturing critical data and decisions. This approach helped them design their vaccine in just 2 days and produce the first clinical batch in 25 days, a process that traditionally could take years. The best workflows don't constrain innovation, they accelerate it. They free up mental bandwidth by handling the routine aspects of documentation and process, letting your team focus on what humans do best, which is, of course, creative problem solving and breakthrough thinking. Let's look at 3 essential elements that make guided workflows work. Number 1, smart templates. I'm not talking your average fill-in-the-blank template. The best ones adapt based on product type, market, and stage of development. These types of templates can prompt for exactly the right information at the right time, ensuring nothing critical gets missed while you're eliminating unnecessary steps. Number 2, integrated decision points. Build in clear checkpoints where teams can make informed go or no-go decisions, go or kill decisions about projects. The key is having all the relevant data and context automatically gathered and presented in these moments. No more hunting through emails or documents to inform critical choices and guide gate reviews during the innovation cycle. And 3, automated knowledge connection. This one's fascinating. Advanced AI systems can now automatically link related information across projects when the right metadata and tagging is used. So when someone starts documenting a new experiment, AI can review for duplication, similarity, or even recommended methodologies based on past learnings stored in your knowledge bases. Imagine pitching a new product concept design, and an agentic AI can not only help you document the pitch at the highest quality, but also review whether anyone else in your company has discovered or attempted something similar. Incredibly powerful stuff. This is truly the future of cross-functional innovation. And the kind of institutional memory that this makes possible, it just still blows my mind every day that we're achieving it. Let me share a real example that transformed how one of the world's largest manufacturers operates. Boeing discovered that when they implemented structured digital workflows across their product development process, they didn't just move faster, they actually became more innovative. Why? Because their teams spent less time figuring out what to do next and more time actually innovating, solving crucial challenges, and improving product safety. Here's what makes modern guided workflows feel different. First, they're dynamic, not static. Gone are the days of rigid, gated reviews that feel like checkboxes. Modern workflows adapt based on what's happening in your project, in your industry, and your domain area. They prompt the right activities at the right time, just like a GPS recalculates your routes as you go. Second, they're intelligence-driven, and this is where AI comes in. Imagine workflows that learn from every project, that identify bottlenecks before they happen, that suggest best practices based on what worked in the past. The ability to pull in relevant insights from past projects. Number 3, they're cross-functional by design. Remember those silos we talked about? Smart workflows break them down by showing each team member not just their tasks, but how their work connects to everybody else's. Which brings us to best practice 4, leveraging AI for repeat tasks. Let's be real. No one gets into innovation because they really love writing status reports or formatting documents. But those tasks still need to get done, and if they pile up, they slow down everything. So top companies, they aren't just moving faster because they have better ideas. They move faster because they don't let busy work drag them down. They automate it. AI is an absolute game changer here. Companies that use AI to streamline documentation, reporting, and compliance have cut time to market by up to 40%. That's not just shaving off a few weeks, it's turning months into days. Deloitte, for example, has an AI-assisted capability for their regulatory teams. They sped up FDA submissions by 30%. That's the difference between being first to market and just playing catch up. So here's how you can start putting AI to work right now. First, turn documentation into a real-time process. So instead of scrambling to write up insights after the fact, remember to use AI to capture and organize those insights as they come. Nestle and GE are already doing this, and they've cut documentation time by 25% while improving accuracy. Second, and this is so important, automate market intelligence. Stop drowning in research reports. AI systems can scan market trends, competitive product launches, catalog updates, and data in minutes, not weeks. Harvard Business Review found AI-driven analysis reduces research time by 40%, giving teams more time to act and not just analyze. Number 3, make smarter decisions faster. AI-powered simulations can model go or no-go scenarios with 30% more accuracy, helping teams avoid costly missteps. And if you want to read more about that, check out the link to the McKinsey article in the description below. Imagine knowing upfront which product concept has the best shot at success, months before you choose to develop it. The companies leading the pack aren't just working harder. They've figured out how to automate the grind so their teams can focus on what actually moves the needle. And that brings us to our final best practice, and it's the one that most companies completely overlook. Best practice number 5, continuously share and learn. Here's a frustrating reality. Companies lose past project knowledge when it's locked in emails, old slide decks, or let's be honest, somebody's head. And when that knowledge disappears, teams end up making the same mistakes, solving the same problems, wasting time, rediscovering what they already knew. One of the most popular things I hear across manufacturing conferences is, imagine if our company knew what it knew. The best innovators don't let that happen. They make sure every insight, lesson, and hard-won success or failure gets caught and shared. And AI is making that kind of knowledge management incredibly powerful. So here's how you can build that kind of knowledge sharing culture and technical capability. Stop treating documentation like an afterthought. Instead of cramming insights into reports that no one will read, make knowledge capture part of the workflow. AI-powered platforms like Narratize automatically organize key takeaways, lessons learned, so they're ready when you need them. Turn knowledge into an asset, not a file folder. AI-enabled systems can surface relevant insights exactly when they're needed and attribute the right reference to the source where they came from. So imagine starting a new project and instantly seeing past lessons, market data, team insights without digging through PowerPoint files. Encourage open sharing, especially on failures. And this is so painful, but it's so important. The fastest moving teams don't just talk about what worked, they share what didn't, so no one repeats mistakes. AI tools can track patterns in past projects and flag potential risks before they derail progress. Speed is about moving fast, but it's also about learning fast. When knowledge flows freely, so does innovation. Let's wrap this up with one crucial thought. Whenever you're trying to do something different, there's a natural tendency to resist. And I think storytelling can help overcome that. That's a quote from Kathy Fish, former Chief Innovation Officer of Procter & Gamble. Bringing new ideas to market is never just about having the best technology or the smartest people. It's about how well your team works together, how quickly you learn, and how efficiently you execute. The companies that are launching products 4 times faster aren't waiting for insights to trickle down. They're using AI to capture their best insights and enable their teams to work smarter, faster, and more connected. That's why we built Narratize. It's designed to help you implement these best practices so your team isn't just faster, but they're more effective. There are so many incredible AI-enabled solutions out there today. And if you want to start applying these principles, it's time for you to start piloting them and experiencing it. One place to start, we've created an idea to market acceleration checklist. This is your step-by-step guide to putting some of these strategies we've discussed today in practice and getting started. And if you're curious about Narratize, reach out to our team. We want to help you innovate at record speed. If you like this video, share it with an innovation friend, and until the next one, keep innovating.